Welcome to Gamereactor TV. We're here in Paris to look at all the latest titles from Ubisoft. Check it out.
So the main new aspect of the game is the simultaneous multiplayer. So that's something we try to explain today and that we try to show with the 4 new minigames we presented. The whole rabbit thing is, to make fun of everyday life. We introduce with this new, to the Rayman brand, with this new rabbit character, a new wacky sense of humor. Now we want to position ourselves as a party comedy game where basically you play with your friends, you share a moment of fun with your friends in front of the TV, around the Wii, plus you have this wacky humor around the game and this absurd situation that rabbits spoof everyday life, and that's basically the concept of the game. One of my favorites is a game called Burger that is present in this version, where you basically play a rabbit and in your hand you're gonna have a huge burger that you will have to bring at the back of the screen to a huge hungry bunny that wants to eat. So basically what you have to do is tilt the Wiimote left and right and front and back to move your bunny, then you can press the A button to stabilize your burger. The objective being to bring as many burgers as you can in the back of the screen. The thing is, when you play with 4 players, each player will have a different bunny and you're gonna be able to bump into each other, and as you will be on a balcony, like the bunnies are gonna fly and you jump from the balcony, and that's pretty interesting. That's like a type of sabotage between players where you will battle with your friends and push each other to basically have more points.
I really love the character use minigame in the first game. Is there something similar like that in the new title?
In terms of gameplay, no, but in terms of wacky situation, yes. We have one game that we introduced today, which is called Spit, where basically you eat a carrot with your bunny by shaking the Wiimote. Once your mouth is full of carrot, you can basically prepare a huge spit, and you're gonna have to then move the Wiimote left and right to choose the angle of your shoot and basically spit in a glass of beers. You are basically playing in a US saloon and you have glass of beer and you have to aim at the glass and spit in it with rabbits. Like the kind of crazy situation we have. The idea is the rabbits brings the humor to the game and to the license, where Rayman is still the hero. So what you will do in the adventure mode, basically the rabbits will invade the world. Rayman will have to disguise into a rabbit. So he will have like socks to pretend, white socks to pretend he has ears like a rabbit, and then he will infiltrate the rabbit and try to stop the invasion. So basically about the storyline, very simple. Now the world of Rayman has been invaded in the first game. This time that's the world of our world, the humans. Basically the bunnies set up their base in a US shopping mall because they think it's the most strategic place to attack the world. From there they use a yellow submarine, to fly with a submarine. That's pretty amazing. And then they can attack different locations. So they will go in the US, in Europe, in Asia, in Japan. And what you're gonna see is different situations, spoofing, cultural habits, and seeing bunnies like, eating sushis and eating barbecues in the US, playing baseball, playing football in France. And we'll, spoof everything from cinema to sports, and always find absurd situations to spoof, and then bring something really exotic in terms of gameplay and fun in terms of gameplay through the Wiimote. And always 90% of our game will be playable up to 4 players. So simultaneous multiplayer is really a key to this game. The main reason why we focus on the Wii is with the first game, we became aware that in terms of controls, we were losing part of the fun when porting the game to PS2 or 360. So what we want to do now for this game is really to focus on Nintendo platforms. First, because in terms of demographics, that makes more sense. We are a cartoon game for kids and adults, but for more social gamers. And also the fact that in terms of gameplay, they're just more fun. We saw that half of the fun is out of the screen. So the situation is funny on the screen, but in your living room, meeting with your friends, playing together, shaking your, moving your hands and moving around is also half of the fun. That's why the Wii makes sense, and the DS can also make sense because you will play around with the stylus and the mic. Seeing rabbits moving on your little DS is also pretty fun. So Wii DS is really what we are focusing on this year. So you will get to play the game in mid-November, but by then we'll have press events, and also at E3 we're going to show lots of new stuff. Today that's really mini-games showing the simultaneous multiplayer. In the next event we're going to show really new stuff. Basically what will replace the dancing game of the first game, and something that's going to replace also our shooting sequence, with the plungers, that's going to be replaced by something brand new. So all those stuff are going to be pretty big and pretty ambitious also for the Wii.
Is Rayman nowadays only playing with Rabbids, or can we see something more from Rayman?
I think the future of the two brands maybe could be, they could split someday. We see that the Rabbids might work alone. People like the Rabbids. People always like Rayman. They would like a platform adventure game with Rayman. We hear this from the fan. We see that Rabbids and Rayman work together, but why not in a couple of years, or maybe for the next project, we do a real, platform Rayman game also. Develop the bunnies as a standalone brand. That's something we explore and we discuss currently, so we're going to see it in the future. I think the two brands will evolve. At the moment they make sense together, but they are two really strong brands that appeal also to different audience. The Rabbids managed to hit a bit more adults and a bit more an older audience than the previous Rayman, but still there is lots of expectation on the Rayman character and on a big, imaginary world, fantasy world with Rayman. We know it, and we'll, manage these two brands and make sure that they will manage to make people laugh and make people, discover a world and dream. So that's the ambitious for these brands.
Thank you very much for your time.
Welcome.